Hi everybody, this is Josh, and in this Figma lesson we're going to be looking at prototyping. We're going to create a very simple photo scroller that we can actually interact with. So let's get started. So here on my screen I've just set up 4 photos with a 1080 by 1920 frame for each one. You can use whatever photo you'd like. So go ahead and get some photos that you would like to use. I've gotten all of these from unsplash.com for free. You can check out Unsplash for lots of really great high-resolution photos, and I've just searched for abstract, and that's where I've pulled these photos from if you want to use those, or if you want to use your own photos, it's up to you. Then set up your photos in individual frames. Okay, so just like we've done before, we're going to create frames, and you can actually just use the preset from the social media drop down. When you press F on your keyboard over on the right hand side, you can use the Instagram story, which is 1080 by 1920. And then I've just added a fill and changed it to image and then uploaded my image there. So we're going to use these photos inside the frames that we have set up to create kind of a mobile design for a photo scroller. So let's go ahead and start that part now. So again, I'll hit F on the keyboard, and I'm going to choose up here from the phone presets, the iPhone 11 Pro X. And that will create a frame for me. I'm just going to move it right over here and then zoom in on this frame. Let's make the background black, and then I'm going to add a header. So I'm just going to hit R on the keyboard to choose the rectangle tool and draw out a rectangle. And I want to align this to the top, and so the shortcut key for that is Alt-W. That'll align it to the top, or you can just drag and snap it right up to the top. And then my height, I think I'm going to make 80 pixels. There we go. And you can choose whatever color you'd like. I'm just going to make my header background white, and then give it a drop shadow. Now let's put some text on there. So T on the keyboard, and then click, and I'm just going to say my photos. There we go. And I'm going to make sure that this is center aligned and also aligned to the middle, and then line it up right here on my header. Now, one of the really cool things about Figma is that when you start prototyping, it actually shows you sort of a preview of what it's going to look like on a mobile device or whatever device that you have selected from the preset frames. And I know that the iPhone has a little bit of a dip right here at the top to have room for the camera. So I'm going to move this text down just a little bit, right about there. And then also maybe make it a lighter gray. And I'm just going to hit 5 on the keyboard, which will make my opacity of that text 50%. That looks pretty nice. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to duplicate all of these frames. So I'm just going to lasso select all of them and then hold Alt and drag out some duplicates. And I want to resize these. So I'm going to start with the first one. I'm going to line it up here with my iPhone. And then I'm going to start shrinking it down. And then I'm going to grab my next photo and line it up. And then I can select both of these holding Shift. And then I'm just going to resize both of them until they snap to the size of the frame here. And we can check the size of the frame by clicking on it, and we can see right here the width is 375, and that's what I want to make both of these, so I can select both of those and then type in the width 375. There we go. And that's what I want to do with these other two as well. And I'm going to make this little photo grid here, so I'm going to use those smart guides to help me line everything up and have this photo grid right here. So these should be 375 pixels wide by 406 pixels in height. Now I'm going to lasso select all 4 of these images, and then we're going to put those inside of a frame. So I can right click and then just say frame selection. And I'm going to give this new frame a name. This will be my photo scroll. And I can nest this frame inside of my iPhone frame right here. So I can just drag and drop it right in there, line it up, and then I'm going to move it to the back so that it's behind my header, and I can do that with Control, Shift, and the left bracket key. There we go. Now I'm going to select my iPhone frame again and tell it to not clip the content so we can still see the content. And then I'll select my header background here and then just stretch it all the way across. Let's go ahead and preview what this is going to look like. So I'll select the iPhone frame, and then this play icon over here in the top right is your present shortcut. So I can click that and see what it's going to look like on a device. I'll load those images, and there we go. So now what we need to do is add some interaction here. So right now it's just a static image, and I can't really do anything with it. I want to be able to scroll over to see the next set of photos. And then I also want to be able to tap or click on these to open the photo in full view. So I can leave my Present tab open here and go back to my Figma window. So with the iPhone frame selected here, I'm going to go to the Prototype tab and make sure that the overflow behavior is set to horizontal scrolling. And already what that's going to do is give us the ability, if we just go back over to our tab where we have our preview window, you can see now we can actually scroll like you would expect to on a mobile device. That's really slick. Very cool. Now, these don't do anything yet. We haven't added any actions to the photos. So let's go ahead and do that. So if you hold Control, you can target in to a frame. So I want to select the individual frames now that are nested inside of this frame. And while we're still in the Prototype tab, we get these little circles with a plus icon inside of them. And what we're able to do now is link these to other frames, which is why we duplicated all of those frames. So now let's link these to the appropriate photos. Just by hovering over those plus icons and clicking and dragging, you'll start to see a blue arrow to indicate that it's going to link to this new frame. And a new pop-up dialog box will show on tap, we want it to navigate to, and it says here photo 1. That's exactly what we want. So let's go ahead and do that for all of our other photos in our photo grid here. Holding Control, I'm just clicking so that I can select the frames that are nested inside of this prototype. And by default, everything should be set. If you want, you can actually change the animation here from instant to smart animate. Let's go ahead and do that for the other ones as well. So you can select the item that you want to use as a link, and then over here where it says interactions, you can click on that and get those options again. So I'll change this from instant and set it to smart animate. Okay, let's go to our preview tab again and see if this is working now. So we can scroll. Great. We can also click, and you see it fades into a full screen photo of our image. Now I'm hitting the left arrow key to go back because we haven't added any interactions yet to these photos. Once they're in full screen mode, we want to make sure that they can go back on a tap. So back to the prototyping, we want to select the full screen photos that we'd set up to begin with and create an interaction with these so that we can go back to the home screen. So again, I'm just going to hover over the plus icons, click and drag, and I'll drag it over to my iPhone frame. And I'm going to do that for all of these full screen photos. Just by selecting them, then hovering over the plus icon, clicking and dragging to create a new connection or interaction. And we can immediately preview this. So we can use the left arrow key to go back to our home page. We can scroll, we can go back, and now when we click on a photo, it fades in, and when we click on it again, it'll fade back out and go back to our home screen. And this will work with all of our photos. As long as you got them linked correctly back to the home screen, we can now interact with our design. And this will work with any kind of design that you want to make. A photo scroller is a pretty simple way to start practicing with prototyping and creating some interesting animations. Now we can also change the kind of animation that happens once we interact with these photos. So I'm going to select one of the photos in here in our grid layout and open up our interactions and change this from Smart Animate to Move In. And this will give us a little preview window right here of what that might look like. So let's test it out. Pretty cool. Let's try Push. Again, we get a little preview there, and we can test it in our presenter mode. That one's a little strange because it's pushing off all of our overflow content there. So let's put it back on. Let's try Slide In. That's pretty neat. And for the full screen photos, we'll change that to Slide Out. So we can select all of them and also change all of their behaviors. So I'm going to say Slide Out. And for all of these, I'm going to change those to Slide In. Let's test it again. Back in our home screen. Okay. We can scroll horizontally. And now we click, and they animate in and they animate out. Really cool. So now we've created an interactive prototype that you can actually share on the web. You can share this URL right up here. You can copy that, and anybody on a browser, even on a mobile phone, can actually interact with your design. And since I have a touch screen, we can even try this out. I can touch right here on my screen and interact with this design. So play around with some of those interactions and animations. Again, you can use these prototyping features with anything that you create. And just remember that when you're animating something, you need to have a starting state and an ending state, and then create those connections in between in the prototyping tab. We'll get more into prototyping in the next video. So thank you for watching. Bye for now.